Hey everybody, and welcome back to Investment Honey, where we talk about various crypto projects. Before we begin, as always, I'm not your financial advisor, and we never provide any investment advice on this channel ever. So with that being said, if you're somebody new, thanks so much for joining us here on this channel and joining this series. If you are somebody that's been with us along the way, or from the very beginning, again, always want to say thank you to you guys that continue to follow, stay loyal, to the series and the channel. So we appreciate that amongst all the options that you have across the YouTube landscape. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into just a little bit of a review, and then we'll move into discovery. All right, so there'll be a lot more discovery just because there really isn't a lot to talk about in regards to the review. But with that being said, we're going to take a look, at Infinite Money Glitch. So this is one that we talked about yesterday. I went ahead and took the screenshot, directly from the video yesterday. So you can see that when we found this one, it was, essentially at 474. We're in the 470s, as far as the market cap is concerned, under 500K. And as I've mentioned before, we typically want to, try to look at stuff, under 500K, because I tend to think that if you can find something under 500K and it does, make some moves, under 500K is still really early, in my personal opinion, in regards to a token, especially one that does, take off. So with that being said, we can see, and we didn't take a look at the banner yesterday, but it's up that this is the first Solana rewards token. Basically you hold the native token to earn Solana. Now, a lot of times we talk about rewards tokens and we never see them, on the Solana blockchain, and obviously, looking at here in the banner, it's saying they're the first, Solana rewards token. So what we can expect to see, after this one, because of, what it's done since we talked about this, is that we'll probably start to see more rewards tokens, taking place, on this blockchain. But typically they were always notorious, on the BSC chain, so essentially you held whatever the token was, in whatever project, was being talked about, on that chain. And then you could earn BNB, as a result of just simply holding the token. Now, the danger, as much as, there are good things going on, with this particular token, but the danger about the reward tokens is that they simply rely on trade volume, right? So as long as you got volume, then you can earn rewards. But if you don't have the volume anymore, then you stop earning the rewards. Okay, so and that's the thing. I mean, they don't have any real utility other than as long as there's volume, then it's good for anybody holding the token. But once the volume dries up, then everybody sells it off, because you need volume to get the rewards, and they're only in the token in the first place for the rewards, So here for Infinite Money Glitch, it's great, for them, that they're seeing a bunch of volume. I mean, again, we saw this one. This one was found under 500K. Now, looking at this today, this is not a typo. I mean, this is over 40 million. So we're talking under 500K to over 40 million. So, and if you go back here to the screenshot, this one was seen super early. So we caught this super early, right? So, I mean, because again, hadn't even touched a million. And then when we went to the chat, I think I mentioned that, they'd had trending, like they had trending earlier, but the trend, they just fell off, the leaderboard at that time when we were looking at the Telegram channel. But incredible movement, incredible gains. I mean, even when I checked back in, on this last night, I think they were sitting at like a $7 million market cap, and I wasn't sure how much further they could go, but obviously then you see a massive jump here, and it continues to rise, another jump here, it continues to rise, and we're seeing another jump here. Now, my personal feeling about this is at some point they'll probably run out of gas, but incredible movement since you're talking, we saw this down in this area, right? And so kind of stayed here, but it was still moving, it's still moving. And then, we get to a point where it just starts to really take off, So, congrats to anybody that decided to go ahead and follow this one, because again, after the upload, if you took a look at the video, I had plenty of time to go ahead and jump into this one all day yesterday. I mean, even at the juncture that I saw it last night, I mean, it still did a 7x, from that time up to right now. And this isn't even the all-time high. The all-time high, they're looking at, almost 4.8 million, or not 4.8, but 48 million. So we're talking, they've almost touched almost a $50 million market cap, so this one clearly was the big winner, from the tokens that we talked about yesterday. And, as I go ahead and look through the alerts to see, what's triggering, in terms of meeting those thresholds, this was obviously one at the top of the list, So, and we can see here, I wanted to see if this one would go under 400K, and then I had it alert me to going over 480K, and then we saw it at 461, so it was even less than the 470s that I was talking about. Saw this, at 461. Like I said, 461 all the way to, nearly 48 million, massive, for anybody that decided to go ahead and follow this one through. So just wanted to go ahead and highlight that this is yet another example, of what we are trying to achieve, and not even trying to achieve. I mean, what we've achieved time and time again, on this channel in this series, which is why it is important, and I highlight this, often, to definitely take a look, go through the content to see, what we're talking about. And then you can decide to go ahead and do some additional investigation, because, as we're going through this, you can tell when we go in the channels, we don't spend a lot of time, in the channels, investigating like the website, investigating, other little details that we can look into to give us a bit more information. Essentially what I'm doing, going through each of these, and when we go into discovery mode, is putting stuff on your radar that I think may have potential, and it's just on the little things that we're doing, in the investigation as we go through the anywhere from 30 to 60-minute, video content, each day that, content is uploaded, to the channel. So, and then it's really up to you to decide to do anything beyond anything that we set alerts on, should you decide to copy the same alerts, follow them or whatever. Okay. So, I just, again, for this one, massive, win, for anybody that decided to go ahead and follow this one. And even right now, they've got, a boost going, and there's been plenty, just a ton of attention, on this one. Some people calling this a game changer, for the Solana blockchain. My personal feeling is that, look, this one, while it did do massively well, this is basically going to be the OG. I think they had, I think the one for BSC some years ago was Evergrow. I think if anybody has been in this for a while, if you remember Evergrow was like one that literally took people from, not being, not having a bunch of money to literally making millionaires, overnight, if you got in early on Evergrow. This one kind of gives me the same kind of vibes. If anybody got it in these areas, I mean, I looked into this yesterday, and you had people that were basically making half a soul to a soul every hour yesterday. Like, it was crazy, so a little bit of money, could have turned into a lot of money, especially because as the volume continues to flow in here, they're paying out dividends. Like, I think it's every 5 minutes, so it's not a ton every 5 minutes, and it is dependent upon what your holdings are. But, people are actually, people were wondering like if this was for real yesterday, but I did see stories of people making basically like a soul or half a soul to a soul or more every hour, depending on how much you held. So this one is kind of like one of those crazy kind of tokens where I think it'll catch on, on the chain, because a lot of people think Solana is basically like the new BSC chain, where you'll see more of these reward tokens, but I don't think you're going to have any that's really going to kind of mimic the same kind of results that we're seeing here with Infinite Money Glitch. So, all right, that's going to be it on that one. I'm going to go ahead and go into discovery at this point, but definitely want to put that one on your radar as far as, what really happened from yesterday, as far as what we saw, and then what it's, what that token is doing today. So looking at the dashboard here, definitely want to go ahead and adjust that, so you can adjust it obviously according to whatever you feel you want to see, but we get rid of price, transactions, volume makers, we keep the time frames, get rid of liquidity, and keep the market cap. So this is the view that I tend to like to see. And then on the filters, we're going to go ahead and let's start out with, Solana today, and we'll go here on the Dex side to Radium. And let's see here, liquidity, like I said yesterday, because they've obviously changed some things, adding these new filters, we're just going to go ahead and have to start putting in that minimum liquidity amount. So we're going to go with 1,000. And then on the market cap, we're starting out with 50 grand, and we're going to go to 250K. All right, and so we're going to see what we can find today. Maybe we'll go ahead and find another big one, like IMG, but obviously, a lot of days we don't find any that do that extremely well, but we do still find some that do anything from a 2x to a 10x on the pump, so we'll see what we can find today. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and see here that we're looking at Ketamine Cat, which has the largest growth in the 24-hour. all the way down to, let's see here. Whoops, somehow I went ahead and I messed up my filter, didn't I? Okay, so I put 10 on the pair age, my mistake. Obviously, if you guys are watching this, you're like, what does he mean by the 24-hour? They put that in the wrong space. So on the pair age, we didn't mark this. Let's go and let's do 1 to 30 hours. And then here, this is what we want to see on the 10-hour or 24-hour. So there we go. So now we're looking at something different. Okay, so Ketamine Cat is not now here at the top. We're looking at Kato Inu, which is at the top here with a 4,000 increase in the 24-hour column, all the way down to at least a 10% increase. And so we're seeing, this one right here is a play off of the infinite money glitch, token. So we're starting to already see derivatives, of that token, which is not uncommon to see. Now, I've been doing this, for the last few videos where we'll go ahead and we'll look at the 5-minute or the 1 hour just to see where the most volume is, in a short period of time. So we're going to go ahead and start opening some of these up and see what we got. Let's see here. Sure, still got the fart, meta still kind of here, not really gone yet. First Microsoft Quantum chip, we'll keep that one. We'll open that one up. Call. Sure, I don't know what that is. The rabbit hole. Okay. Doge dividend. So obviously this is coming off of the news that on the amount of money that was discovered by the Department of Government Efficiency, that they're talking about dividend rewards going out to 79 million, I think, taxpayers. So, and from what I heard, Trump is saying that, is definitely considering that, so I don't know that we have confirmation of that yet, but that's where that token's coming from as far as, the narrative behind it. Dogecast, I think I saw this one yesterday. Didn't really move a whole lot yesterday. People thought it would, but it didn't. Let's see here. Gangnam Style, no, we won't do that one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and keep those open. Let's go ahead and take a look at some charts real quick. So this one looks okay. They got a Telegram. We'll keep it. And Grok, let's see here. Grok, this one looks okay. I think we'll keep it. Not sure if this is going to continue to go down. If it does, I think we might go ahead and reassess whether we want to export it, further. Let's see here. Looking at Gangnam Style. This one, let's see here. I think we'll keep it. Let's see on 1 minute. Yeah, I think we'll keep this one. They got a Telegram, so we'll keep that one. Gain, this one I think just continued to go down yesterday. So let me make sure that, yep. So this one, I think we're going to close this one out. We're not going to worry about it. GPT 4.5, no Telegram, so we're not going to keep that. Remember, whenever you're doing your scanning, we're looking at the chart to make sure it looks okay, and we want to make sure that they've got a Telegram. Okay, if they've got a Discord, that's fine, but we just don't cover them on this channel in this series, if they've got a Discord. So, all right, since most people use Telegram, that's really the mindset behind that. But Fart Club here, I think we'll keep this one for now. They got a Telegram. And then this one is Pain. Okay, so Pain's kind of been like, maybe like a new meta, but I haven't really seen a ton of stuff in regards to Pain, but yeah. So this one looks okay. Got a Telegram, looks like it's on the uptrend. This one is Majorana, first Microsoft Quantum chip, but they don't have a Telegram, so we're not going to keep this one. Caw, no Telegram, just a Twitter. Rabbit Hole Media. Let's see here. I don't know if this is like some kind of new brand or what, but they look okay. So we are going to keep this one for now. Fart Club. Let's see here. I think, didn't we look at this one already? Yeah, we did. So, okay, and then Dogecast. Let's look at the 15-minute. So they got a Telegram. They're in retracement. I don't know if it's going to continue to go that way, but we'll keep it for now. We'll come back. We'll circle back around to it. So we're going to go out from 250 to 500. Okay, there we are, and there we go. So, and let's see what we get here, and let's see here. So, Cleo, first Agent Cleopatra, sure, we'll open that one up. Lambillion, let's open that one up. Blau Coin, sure. Unitree, okay. Oh, Lambillion's got a couple of them, so since there's duplicate there, I'm not going to go ahead and open it up. So I tend to stay away from any of the duplicates, so if we come across those, being consistent, in regards to just really not taking a look at those. BuzzCoin, we'll open that one up too, or Biz, or yeah, I think it's Buzz. So, but the ticker's Biz. Okay, so let me see here. Dogecast, Cleo. Here's what we want to look at. And this one, no Telegram, so we're not going to worry about this one. And this one, I don't even know what this says. So I think it's important to kind of know the language or know what something says, even if it's a different language. So because I don't know what this says, I'm not going to go ahead and touch it. Here on Unitree, let's take a look at the 1 minute. This one, I mean, it looks okay, but I personally think this chart will probably come down. So, but we'll keep it open for now. And then on Buzzcoin, this one looks like it's in pretty decent retracement. You know, the pattern here is all the buys that come in, they just get hit by sells. But for now, we'll keep it open. Let's see what happens when we come back around to it. So at this point, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start to look at some channels. All right, so let's go into Telegram. Okay, so no verification portal. All right, so this is the actual channel. 550 members here in the channel. Last buy came in at 206. I've got 206 p.m. on my clock. No new activity at this point. But as far as the raid's concerned, you know, looking for 2 bookmarks, you know, 3 replies, 4 retweets, and 6 likes. So they're making some good progress, you know, on the raid. All right. So with that being said, we're looking, and not seeing any sign of trending going on with this one. You know, so what else do they have here? Don't know what some of this stuff says. Okay, but at least we got some English here. Okay, so this is a fun coin. Let's see, no big owners. Okay, all right. So not much going on here, you know, in their pinned messages. So we're gonna close this one out and go back here. Chart looks pretty decent, you know, actually. So I think what we'll do, we'll set 2 alerts. I think it's not high enough where I would say that I would only set an under, you know, but on the over, it's not going to be a heavy, you know, deviation, you know, from where they're currently at. But on the under, I think I'll make that one greater. So this says 118 on the tab. We're looking at, can't really tell. Okay, so I'm going to keep 118 note in regards to this particular one. So hold on. So I had to make a note. There was an image, you know, in the Telegram review that I just, you know, went through in terms of looking at what they've got going on in the channel that I did not think would be appropriate, you know, for a YouTube upload. So what we'll do, definitely will be noticing a cut, you know, in regards to this particular token. But aside from that, I did notice that they are currently trending, you know, so they are currently on the leaderboard. And they do have a raid going, pretty decent sized raid that they're trying to complete. However, the chat is closed on this one, you know, so my guess would be that they need the raid to be complete before they would open the chat. So from a place of optics, you know, that's not really what you want to see. You typically want to see that your chat is going to be open, that you're going to give community members an opportunity to engage with one another, you know. So I don't personally think that keeping the chat closed, you know, is a good idea. If there wasn't anything that I needed to do in terms of like double verification, you know, as far as verifying, you know, going through the verification process to get into the channel. So, because sometimes when we get into a channel, you got another, you know, verification you got to pass, but that's not the case with this one. So for me personally, I don't really care for the optics, you know, of the closed chat. They're towards the bottom, you know, on the trending leaderboard. So I don't really know how much longer they're going to go ahead and be able to maintain that. And they, like I said, they're looking to complete a pretty decent sized raid, you know. So I think all of between retweets, comments, likes, and replies, they're looking for double digits, you know, on all of those. So, and then they've got a small boost, you know, going on here. They paid for, obviously, you know. So I think for this one, it makes sense to go ahead and set a couple of alerts. You know, obviously we could see there's been some retracement. Buys now starting to go ahead and peek back up, you know, on the chart. You know, so I don't know if it's gonna get hit with a big sell or not, but hopefully, you know, people will go ahead and give this a chance to go ahead and breathe some more. So. We're looking at 167 over there. This is saying we can't really see here, so we're going to go 167 as far as the found. Okay, so 167. That's what we'll do here. And then on the over, we're going to go to 185. Okay, so we're going to create that alert. And then on the under, we're going to do 167K. Okay, and then let's set this one at, you know, 130K. Okay, so that's good. So I'm going to close that one out. Here, This one, obviously, there's been some retracement since we opened up the tab. We're still going to look at the channel anyway. Take note that they are in hot pairs trending, or hot pairs, the number 10. I don't know how you say it, but we're just going to call it hot pairs. And then 500x boost, so that's some pretty good money that they paid for that. And then they've also paid for ads. So this one is currently sitting at 89K. This will catch up, but the tab is telling us 89K. We're going to take a look at the Telegram, see what they got going on. And okay, we do get a verification link, so we're going to verify. So here we go. How many people? We got just over 400 people in the group. Okay, so right away we can see a VC. Always good to see that. And as far as the raid's going, they're looking for 15 bookmarks, 9 replies, 23 retweets, and 26 likes. So no progress made on this just yet. So I don't know, maybe this is a brand new raid that they started. I don't know. But good to see that. I mean, they're looking for some decent activity. Okay, so right away we can see that there is some activity now. So they're a quarter of the way on this one. They are currently trending, so they should be number 10. So we're looking for Gangnam Style. So there we go. There they are. All right, so that's good to see, right? So, and we don't really have to go ahead and take a look at a lot else. Right now what I'm seeing is the VC. They don't have a lot of members, but again, still good to see that even with not many members in the VC, they're maintaining their count of people participating in that VC. They've got the Sol trending and they've got the raid going. So we're going to go back out, take a look at the chart again, and keep in mind that they also have the ads going. They've also got the boost going, right? So a lot of different things working together to give them additional exposure, as far as this particular token is concerned. So right now they're at 100K, okay, because the tab is now saying, actually 101. All right, and so we're going to go ahead and set an under alert because we're really at the top of the chart right now. So we're going to go here to market cap, okay, and we're going to set an under. So found, we'll put this at 100K, and then we're going to set this, for 80K as far as the under alert that we'd like to see triggered. Okay, so close that one out here on Fart Club. Got a 50x boost going here, and we're going to take a look at their channel. Okay, so we can see right away. Sorry guys, just opening up a bottle of water, but we can see right away that they are working on their raid. Right? So the raid, they need 8 bookmarks, 8 replies, 8 retweets, and 10 likes. Now, with that being said, we're also going to go ahead and make our way up, see if they got anything going on in terms of trending. So let's see here. I didn't see that. Okay. So I'm not seeing anything concerning trending yet. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, let's just take a look at the pinned messages. Ton of pinned messages. Okay. Obviously, we're not going to go through all of them. They're looking for voting, obviously from major buy bots. They want community engagement as far as the rockets that you can see here in this image, so you can see that on Dexscreener, that the rockets, these different things, they indicate sentiment, for the token. So, all right, so the fire, emoji here, and then the rockets, and then this right here with this little symbol, okay, where people just, that's more of a negative sentiment, right? So yeah, but not seeing anything in regards to, much else going on marketing wise, in the pinned message. Okay, so, but they are saying, that just 4 more Sol and we unleash the fart meta master himself. Okay, so they are, I guess, getting some contributions, in regards to the marketing wallet. So at least that's kind of what it looks like to me. Okay, so let's see here. They boosted, okay, and we already talked about the boost. Okay, all right, so we're going to head back on out. And so they've got some good things going on, right? So they got the trending going, they got a small boost going. They're working on the raids, so personally, I think, even though they've got a few things going on, the chart isn't in a bad place, but we're not really seeing a ton of activity on the chart either, even in regards to, even when you think about the different measures that they have in place, regarding their marketing efforts. So I don't know. For me, I personally think this is probably going to go down. I think we're towards the end of the farting meta. You still got some of these pop-ups, tokens that are still trying to get some traction, in regards to that meta. And who knows? Maybe that's the sort of meta that's not really going to fully go away. But I don't see this one really lasting, very long. So I think what we'll do on this one, we're probably not, well, I'm not going to set any alerts on this one. If you want to set some alerts on this one, you're more than welcome to do it. But I am seeing certainly much more red on this chart, than green, which gives me the indication that this is probably going to be a chart that's going to see some heavier sell candles coming onto this chart sooner than later. Okay, so we're going to close this one out. And this one obviously has seen some greater retracement. They do have a pretty decent boost going on. They've got ads going on too. You can see here just by this little wick right there that there are still buys coming, and we can see that also reflected here in the buy transaction area. Let's take a look, in the Telegram, see what's going on there. This does look like a CTO. So we got a verification portal. We got a link here. We got over 700 members, in the channel. Now, the last buy came in at 220, which was, well, actually just now. Okay, so we're still getting buys coming into this one, which is good to see. All right, let me see here. They got a roadmap. Okay, a roadmap, AI and R&D maybe, and I don't even know what this is. So they're saying a roadmap, but to me, this is not a roadmap. Right? All you can do is guess as far as what they're talking about. That to me is not necessarily a good thing, especially since they decided to pin that. So I don't even know what that is, right? So they say they're working on marketing, no pre-sale in the green country. And to me, that's a waste of your pin message. You don't really need to tell people you're working on marketing. Anybody that decides to deploy a token, marketing isn't obvious. You got to go ahead and market to go ahead and be able to move a token, so to waste a pin message for the sake of saying that you're working on marketing, I think it's just a waste of people's time. And that's just my own personal opinion, because nobody really cares. If you're not going to be able to grow the bag of the amount of tokens that they decided to go ahead and buy, then they're just going to go ahead and exit the token anyway, right? So we get evidence, of a raid here. No bookmarks needed. They're looking for 5 retweets, 5 comments, and 10 likes. So they've made some progress, but not much, and to me, if you got over 700 members, in your channel, this is not a big raid, so to not be able to complete this, I think does leave me, with some concerns. So, but like I said, they are getting some buys, so I don't see anything in regards to trending, but the raid to me right now doesn't really seem all that effective, but people tend to go ahead and follow buys as much as they follow sells. So the only thing that's really pushing this one right now is going to be the amount of money they pushed into the boost, which they obviously spent thousands, for a 2000x boost, and the ads, but I don't think that's going to be enough to go ahead and really move this token significantly, in my personal opinion. So, but we'll still go ahead and set a couple of alerts, so we're currently sitting at 116. Okay, so that's according to what I see up here in the tab. So here we go, 116. Okay, we're going to copy that. All right, and so on the over, let's go to 120 or 130. Okay, on the over, we're doing 130. And then we're going to paste back in our found market cap, and then on the under, we're going to go to 90. Okay, so there we go. We're going to close this one out. Give me one moment, guys. Okay, so looking here at Rabbit Hole Media, we don't see any socials, so let's go ahead and refresh this, see if we get the socials back. I thought I had socials before. So we're refreshing, at least I thought I refreshed. Let's try it again. All right, so there we go. So and this is something, I don't know, it's just something weird about Dexscreener. Sometimes it'll remove the socials, so just refresh the page, especially if you saw it at one point and it's gone, the next time you came back around to it. So here we go, going into this particular token, we get a verification portal, 250 plus members, here in the chat, and last buy came in at 223 just a few minutes ago, so that's good to see. Okay, looking for any signs, of a raid. All right, so raid completed there. Any sign of trending? Not really seeing that yet, so still scrolling to see for any signs of a raid, or not raid, but trending. So not seeing any trending. We're going to go straight to the pin messages. Not a lot going on here in the pin messages. Okay, so yeah, they say they got a boost. I'm guessing boost coming. So let's go back out here and let's see. Do they have anything up here? So they did pay for a 30x boost. So, but they got a raid that's already been completed. The raid wasn't massive or anything like that. 30x boost, no trending, no ads. So I'm not sure if they paid any kind of callers, to go ahead and help shelter the communities, to get additional, eyes on this token, but it's kind of just, hanging out, in this area. So for this one, I think, we'll go and we'll set a couple of alerts. We're currently at 106, on the market cap. So let's see here, 106. Okay, and then on the over, let's go to 120. And then on the under, okay, we're going to paste that in. On the under, let's go to 80K. Now, keep in mind, some guys, do wonder, like, how do you determine, what's going to be your over and your under? Again, I've mentioned this in other videos. It's just really, you look at the chart, you look at what's going on in the channel, and, sometimes, your over from the found market cap is going to be a bit more, sometimes it's going to be a bit less, but it's more or less kind of an ongoing assessment that you do, right? So every token is going to look different in terms of, your over and your under. Some are going to be small in terms of the over and the under, and some are going to be large. If I think I'm going to go ahead and see more retracement, on a chart, I'm probably going to set a larger, under, on that particular one. If I don't think that I'm going to see it move, down as much, then it may be a smaller, deviation from the found market cap. Or if I want it to trigger, pretty soon, again, I might set that deviation from the found market cap, very small, just so I can go ahead and come back to the chart, take a look at it again, and then make another evaluation. So it's really kind of all your call in terms of, how you decide to set your over and your under. For me, a lot of times I think, unless I really think that a token's really going to drop a lot, and there could be different catalysts, for that. Because obviously, in all the recording, that I've done in this series, there have been, a few occasions where the deviation on the under has been like 100K, so because I really did believe it was going to drop that much. And I just wanted to be aware when it happened, but for the most part, I think I tend to stay between a $20,000 and a $40,000 market cap, as far as, my over and my under when I set those alerts, so just be mindful of that as you try to navigate doing that on your own. So we're going to close this one out. And then here on Dogecast, this one's still, definitely retracing, but I don't know. I mean, this is really kind of more associated, with, Elon and so forth. And I tend to think that you never really want to write those tokens off, so this is one I still think we'll take a look at, either way, and still set some alerts on it, as long as everything checks out, in the Telegram. So, all right, so here we are, 680 plus members here in the chat. That's for me. Okay, so evidence of a raid, obviously, 3 bookmarks you're looking for, 13 replies, 12 retweets and 49 likes, and they've made really, really good progress, on that raid. So they're getting a lot of good engagement, from the community, which is good to see, especially for a token that actually, started out yesterday, so if they're still getting that kind of engagement, from the raids, I think that's encouraging to see that, without question, at least in my personal opinion. Now, moving forward, let's go ahead and let's take a look, do we see anything going on in terms of any trending? On this one, not seeing anything yet. And then I want to go back down just to make sure that, we see a more recent buy. So that buy came in a few minutes ago. So that's good to see. And then here, let's see here, some message, to the community, scam warning, so that's always good in the way of communication. So they're just highlighting that they paid, for, that 30x boost. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go back out here. And let's see here. Obviously buys are still coming, but I can see more of the retracement than the buy pressure, right? You're only seeing 2% on the 5 minute, less than 1% on the 1 hour, and then minus almost 30% on the 6 hour. So for me on this one, I think I'm going to set a larger deviation, on the under, smaller one on the over. So we're looking at 93K. So there we go. And I'm going to put in 93. I'm going to copy that, and then on the over, we're going to go ahead and put this one at 105. Okay, and then on the, actually, I'm going to take that back. on the over, I think I want to see it move out, from that area that it's in where it could be kind of like that 50-50. So I want to go ahead and set this one higher. So I'm going to set this at 120. Okay, and then on the under, I think let's go to 70. No, let's go to 65K. I think if it hits 65K, I'll probably just jump out of it altogether. Or what I'll do, there's two options for me. I think if it does trigger that 65, I think if it triggers a 65, it's probably going to be, that's not where these sell pressure is going to end. I think there's going to be continued sell pressure. So I might even look for this one to dump, and so if it goes under 65, I think it'll be heavy sell pressure, maybe some panic selling. And maybe at that point, I might set another alert, maybe to trigger at like 10K, so I'd be looking for like a super bottom on this one, especially if I think, and I do think that, hey, if it does trigger 65, there'll be more sells that will come after that it could absolutely dump all the way down to like a 10K area. And if it does, then I think it'll be one that I'll just go ahead and watch to see, from there on out, looking for a updated alert, where I would indicate that in the note, where I'd want to see, from 10K to go to maybe 15K. But again, I'm speculating, I'm highlighting a scenario that has not yet happened. Okay, but I'm just saying if it does trigger that 65, on the under, that I think I'd come back to it just to see how much further it's going to dump, beyond that 65, because I do think that it probably could. All right, so I'm going to close this one out, and let's see here. This one is actually still moving forward, which is interesting. All right, so they paid for a 500x boost, so that's some pretty good money for that boost. All right, and let's see here. They got some spam coming into the group, so we'll see if they've got some active moderation taking place to get rid of that. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go up, and let's see what else they got going on. Now, if I see more spam up here, and we can see that they were trending at one point. If I see more spam up here, that'll tell me that the moderators, are not really working on this one. So this is one I'm not going to go ahead and mess with, because when I see that there's not active moderation, to me, it's not really worth my time, my personal opinion. All right, so we're going to close this one out. And then on Buzzcoin, we can see they're starting to make a little bit of movement, here from the last time we saw them. So let's take a look here. They do have, at least it looked like they had a boost going. Let me make sure that. So let's close this one out. And okay, no, they're just trending on hot pairs. Okay, so or their hot pairs number 15. So let me go back over here. So not trending. Okay, so or not they're not trending. They didn't pay for a boost. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so they are trending here. Trending number 1. Let's make sure that they're on. This should be Buzz. We should be looking for Buzz, and I don't see Buzz. So yeah, that's not the token we're looking for. Yeah, so we don't see it actually. So that's interesting that would actually come up, especially since it is 2:35 on my clock, and this is saying that they're sold trending number 1, and we obviously did not see that there. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with that. Looking for any signs of a raid. Okay, so let me go ahead and just scroll up some more. So no signs. Oh, there it is. There it is. There we go. All right, so this is one they completed. They were looking for no bookmarks, but 4 replies, 5 retweets, and 6 likes. Small raid that they completed, successfully. So, and then looking here, they're saying the dev's gone. So this is officially a CTO. It said Dex is about to be paid. This was an hour and a half ago. Okay, so I'm guessing that they'll need to come back out here and update this so that they can actually let people know it's officially a CTO. So, but for this one, let's set 2 alerts, and we're sitting at 4:43 according to the tab. So here we go. All right, so 4:43. I'm going to copy that, and we're going to set this at 450, or actually, sorry about that, 460. Okay, now this is saying 461. So what I would guess is going to happen is that it's going to say it's going to trigger because this is what it's showing, and it's not going by the tab, so, but the tab is what's accurate, so. So this has to catch up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back out. I'm going to close this, and then we're going to reopen that back up, and hopefully it should show us the updated. Okay, there we go. So now it's actually at 384. So, but this is just still jumping, saying we're currently actually at 421. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back in here. market cap. And now going by what's here in the tab, 396 is what we're going to do. 396. Okay. And then we can set this at, and see now this is back up to like, 4, it's jumping all over the place, right guys? So let's go ahead, let's set this at, I don't know, 420 is what I'm going to set it at. Okay, actually 430, just so this thing doesn't trigger on me while I set this. Okay, so there we go. And then on the under, and keep in mind, as I've mentioned before on this in other videos, you'll never see a trigger like down here like it's supposed to be while I'm recording. That's just something that it just never does. Triggers on my phone, you can see, and it's still triggering, but we just don't actually actively see it, during the recording. So, and then on the under, we're going to go ahead and set it at, I think 360. 360K. We'll see if it triggers, but either way, there we are. Okay, so with that being said, I think that's going to do it for us today, in regards to video content, in terms of what we can find, here in Dexscreener. So thank you guys as always for, joining the channel, watching another video here in the series. And certainly if you know anybody that can, benefit, from the value that you're getting here on this channel and in this series, definitely share the channel and the series with somebody else. Because the more people that get, that are made aware, of what's going on here in the Dexscreener series, the more people we can help, instead of following blindly, just other influencers or Coles, telling them, hey, here's your project you should go ahead and jump into, and then people just losing money, definitely want people to be able to understand how to use the Dexscreener platform so they can find stuff on their own, and it doesn't matter whether you're copying my alerts, or you're setting your own. Definitely, I believe, here in crypto that it's about making people informed, so that's what I try to do every day through every video, in this series. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye-bye.